Wait, someone looked at you while you were shitting?
Yeah, that one.
Did you see his dick?
No, I wasn't looking at it. I looked at the eyes.
He's like, I stared him straight in the eye. See who would break.
That's like the cleavage test. You know, if like a woman shows up in a low-cut dress,
Yeah.
and you know,
Do
like
one of
you
these?
maintain eye contact, you're a classy gentleman. You're not objectifying a person. Same thing. Look, if I look at Blaine in the eyes and his dick is down, I'm being a gentleman to you.
I also just
I'm fighting my temptation.
I just get aroused when I see a man who has shit coming out of his ass while he's looking at me in the eye.
Let's get away
Man,
from
this got
as
to
soon as
a
possible.
weird place.
What were you wearing the other day?
I wasn't fist bumping you. I was just I put my arm out like this.
There's no taking that back, Chris. You're an accessory to that shit talk.
You were wearing something recently. Shorts. Oh, it was to the Beer Olympics, I think.
Yeah.
And like you're just like, I could tell everyone's looking at my dick.
Well, no. I come down. Well, like
Including me.
we were
'cause
supposed
it's hard
to be,
not to.
We were dressed as like different countries, and I think for whatever reason we got Mordor, which isn't a country.
I know you didn't for whatever reason. I picked.
What do you think you got
Yeah.
it?
Jackass.
Look who's on your team.
Fucking idiot. So, anyways, I show up and I had a red, really tight red shirt and these like Sophie women's shorts, and I didn't wear underwear underneath. And like I come down, and Barbara and Aaron are both just like immediately looking at my dick in the lobby. And then I was just like, I just called it out because I was like,
How could
everybody's
you
looking at my dick.
That would
Yeah.
be like a woman with huge tits not wearing a bra.
Well,
And
let's
they were
not.
just
Let's.
like-
It wasn't.
So you're saying I have a huge dick?
A woman with moderate-sized boobs.
So, anyways,
Average size. Like
Average
5
size.
to 6 cups.
But I just fucking owned it. Like as soon as I got outside, I was like, I put my foot on a table, like by someone's face, and I was like, "Hey," you know. So you just gotta own it.
So glad we just got this new table.
Oh, you can easily
You could clean it
up.
Why do you think me and Blaine sat on these chairs?
Yeah,
I'm the
or-
Bernie
or the,
Burns of this podcast.
On the spot chairs.
Yeah, you can throw up
They
on those.
absorb throw up pretty well, don't they, Blaine?
I don't want to talk about that.
Are you allowed to talk about that yet?
There's edits that exist.
No.
Oh, I've seen them.
Yeah, everybody saw one. Like everyone saw my episode,
Oh, I was there.
and yeah, I remember. Everybody saw the episode of me getting blackout drunk.
Can we
and
talk
Let's,
about this?
we have before.
I don't know if we.
I really just want to tell everyone what Miles said to Blaine, though, while they were trying to keep you
What I
quiet.
said to Blaine. Oh
Yeah.
God.
Could I say?
So we've already talked about this. Basically, we filmed ourselves
No.
getting
We-
blackout drunk. I've talked about it. Bernie's talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
So we filmed ourselves getting blackout drunk. We might release it. We're still deciding. I got blackout drunk. Like that's the drunkest I've ever been in my life. And
We
Miles
saw.
was like my father.
I hung out a little extra time after work because I heard what was happening, what you guys were filming, and I wanted to see. I was at the office until 1 a.m, taking care of you, and trying to keep Ashley from punching people. It was a shit show.
It was.
I wasn't that bad.
You were pretty rowdy.
Chris.
I
From
saw
what
the
I
video.
remember.
Chris.
Chris, you get very huggy.
You're an enabler. Blaine was on the table like that,
Passed out.
fucking trash can underneath him, horribly in a bad place, and you fucking barge in. Why isn't this fucker drinking? I'm like, he's not feeling good, Chris. And you go, you like had a glass, which I don't know how the fuck you got it. You go, give him mine. And we're like, no, he needs that water. And you're like, pussy. And then you started kicking animators' desks, and we had to pull you and sit you down.
The
and
computers.
I had to.
Oh my God, Chris.
No,
I
it
did
was
not do
desks.
that.
It was desks.
I did
You were
not do
kicking
that.
desks.
You guys are the complete opposite then.
And then-
because Blaine was going around hugging people.
Blaine was
I
going
hug
around
people,
hugging
too.
people.
I hug a lot of people.
Oh, you hugged a lot of
I'm
people.
very lovable when I'm drunk.
You talked to Gray
But not
about
when you're
Star
sober.
Wars for about half an hour.
Yeah.
You pointed at Kyler, our script supervisor, who has long hair and is generally very quiet. He came in to get coffee, and you were like fucking rampaging through the break room, and you point to him, you go, "Animator, your hair!" And you ran up and just hugged him. And Kyler, who is just the most soft-spoken, just yeah. And you left him, and then I was just staring at Kyler. He goes, "Well, okay then." And then he just like skittered away.
Didn't he like grab him by the shoulders and he's like, "You work so hard.
Yeah.
You're such a hard worker." And just
My-
hugging him and never letting go.
But here's my favorite part of that night. I learned just how much you trust me.
Yeah, I trust you a lot.
It was the sweetest thing that I have ever seen. It was one of the most touching moments I have ever had with
Which
anybody.
memory are you thinking about? Because I heard something that I said that I was like, oh shit. I
Oh,
said that?
you said some real gay shit. But no, I'm specifically talking about So I was dealing with you.
What was I?
You were kicking desks, Chris. You were walking around kicking things that just didn't belong to you for whatever reason. I don't know why. But
I
like
must have been dared.
Jessica hauled you out of like our stage 5 area, and she was like, I'm so sorry. He's like kicking computers. And you were like, they were desks. And we sat you down on the couch in the break room, and you were like, she was like, can you please just watch him? So I watched you, and you and I got into a discussion about the importance of friendship. To which my favorite part of the whole thing, like we were discussing something that had happened at work that was like kind of borderline serious. And you didn't really want to talk about it, but I could tell you wanted to talk about it. So you set up, you like inferred to what you want to talk about, and you went, because, I mean, you know what I'm saying. And I smiled, and you went, nah, but you know what I'm saying. You said, but you know what I'm saying about 7 times
But
without
did you
me,
know
without me adding anything. It was incredible. It was like a fucking action figure that has like a line that he says over and
But did
over
you
and
know
over
what
again.
he was saying?
Oh, I knew exactly what he was saying the first fucking time. I kept saying, yeah, I know what you're saying. And you go, yeah, you know what I'm saying.
We should.
My favorite. Could I say my favorite line from that whole thing?
Sure.
Yeah.
I only saw a few parts of it because I was watching the raw footage online.
Yeah.
On our network, I mean.
It was behind the scenes footage
It
that
was behind
Connor
the
had
scenes.
recorded.
Yes, it was Miles and Blaine sitting in the kitchen, and I guess they were filming something with Chris
filming
in the
Chris's.
broadcast area, so they wanted you guys to be quiet, and Blaine kept yelling, obviously, and trying to be a fucking crazy guy. And Miles said to you, all right, pretend that it's Nazi Germany, and we're the Jews. And then Blaine went, the Jews! Shh!
It worked immediately. And then I saw that I was filmed. Then I went, well, okay.
And then at one point you went over and picked up a Orf plushie, and you're just like, it's Barbara. And you just started squeezing it.
Oh God.
The best moment for me was when I knew what you were saying. You kept telling me that I knew what you were saying. And Ellie came over and was like, Miles, Blaine needs you? And I went, well, what happened? She goes, I don't know. He just keeps saying he needs you. And you go, oh. You were like, again, you were passed out, head down. Oh. And I came over, I'm like, what is it, Blaine? And you go, I go, what? Are you okay? Okay, what do you need? You go, hand.
Oh my God.
And your hand, you go, hand. I say, do you want me to hold your hand? And you nod.
Oh God.
So I held your hand, and you go, I trust you so much. It was, my fucking heart melted. But apparently you just kept saying, like, as soon as I left, you started whispering to Ellie and Jessica, like, I need Miles. And I was like, what is it? And you were just like, I just trust you. I was like, you don't trust them? And you're like, I do, but. And then you just went to sleep. You went to dreamland.
I'm like incredibly paranoid. So whenever I'm in a state of intoxication of any sort, then I immediately latch onto the person that I'm closest with. So that's a big sign of our friendship.
It made my day.
My favorite part of that is my keychain has a Boba Fett action figure at the end of it. And someone took my keys at the beginning of the night because obviously, but I didn't drive to work. I took an Uber, but they just wanted to take it just in case I got away. They didn't want me to be able to escape. So they couldn't find my keys. And apparently I was like, Boba Fett! Where's Boba Fett? Where? And I was just like I kept saying Boba Fett, and no one knew what the fuck I was talking about.
The worst part was
You couldn't
we
say
finally
keys.
we finally got you into the car to drive you to your apartment, which I apologize because I remember we had to call you and Aaron.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing.
Well, some
I don't know
people
if we want to
texted
get
me
into that.
first because he doesn't have text messaging.
Well, fuck you, Aaron.
And then I called them back, and then he was all like, oh, well, are they trying to reach me or you? And I was like, well, you, so call him.
We felt terrible because
whole
like
thing.
Aaron had just gotten back from some trip, and we knew that like, he was going to
Nicaragua.
hang out with you that night.
We were at a nice dinner.
And we were just like, drunk Blaine's about to cock block the shit out of Aaron and Barbara because we were just like, we can't leave you in your state. So like Aaron hung out with you or something all night.
I third wheel those
But
guys all the time.
we took you to your apartment, drove you all the way to your apartment, and then realized that Boba Fett was still back at the office. So I had to drive all the way back, get your keys, bring
I'm
him
so
back.
sorry.
You
dude.
stayed at Aaron's
man.
place too, right?
Yeah, because I remember like
Oh, Aaron, you freaked Aaron out.
So I remember throwing up, and then the next like 2, 4, 5 hours are just gone. From what I hear from Aaron, getting me up the stairs and walking me, like apparently I was just completely bow-legged, and I was hitting every wall along the hallway. But yeah, so I wake up, and I'm sitting up in Aaron's chair, and I wake up and all the lights on, and I'm like, where the fuck am I? And I'm still like really drunk at this point. So I get up and I start to recognize it. It's like, okay, oh, this is Aaron's apartment. So I walk into Aaron's bedroom and I just like stare at him. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, should I wake him up? I need to let him know that I'm okay. He's a good friend for taking me in. And I'm like thinking about this. And then Aaron wakes up and he's like, ah! And I was like, hey, I'm all right. I'm going to go. You're a good friend.
Just
And then I just like
over him in
waddled
the
out.
darkness.
God,
I was
drunk.
I would do that as a
staring
kid.
over.
Like I would remember as a kid, I'd wake up from a bad dream and like go to tell my mom because I guess that's what my child brain said I need to do whenever I have a bad dream. But I would always be conflicted about waking her up, so I would just like stand there. And I'm sure that's not you wake up to just a child. Watching you sleep.
That's basically what it was.
Good lord.
But yeah, I was
man.
just standing over him, and he lost. He literally yelled, and I was like, "Hey, it's okay."
Did you think I was over there too?
Were you? I don't.
No,
remember.
I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
But did you think I was?
Uh,
Because didn't you say like you cautiously went in, like, oh shit, I don't want to wake them up?
yeah. I didn't want to like, hey guys, like I like peeked in, and I was like, oh, it's just Aaron.
Did you
I
steal
just
any of his food?
stood there? No.
Well, you could have if you had Nature Box, maybe.
Oh, God.
Oh.
A lot of free snacks. Delicious. Thank you,
Damn.
Nature Box.
So
That whole drunk experience was a nightmare.
I don't know how much I can talk about this, but you know what? The adults aren't here, so I'm gonna.
Okay.
What?
That was not the first time I witnessed just how poorly this company handles alcohol.
Oh, are we allowed to talk
And
about
broadcast is laughing right now because they know exactly what the fuck I'm about to talk
this?
about.
I was there that night.
Yeah, you were.
I saw
I'm-
you, and I saw everyone, and I saw all the glass on the
Yup.
floor.
So, for those of you that may not know, Red vs. Blue season 14 officially ended today.
Woo!
Thank you, everybody that worked on that.
Congratulations.
Everybody that collaborated on it. All of our animators, our fucking producers. That thing was a nightmare. So it's about 4 hours long. It is the longest season of Red vs. Blue ever.
Is that the longest season of anything we've done other than
Yes,
Day 5?
I think so.
Hmm.
It was that season in and of itself was 16 different shows because of all the different people that we worked with, the different pipelines that we had to deal with.
Also, like you guys did 2D, 3D,
Yeah,
live action.
it was. Cohen asked me, "Can we never do this again?" It was crazy, and some people liked it, some people didn't. We just kind of wanted to just do weird shit this season, so
Oh, that turned out
hopefully
really
people
well.
enjoyed it. But there was supposed to be another episode that never got made.
Are they never going to do anything with it?
Oh, they're going to do something with it. That's part of the reason I'm telling the story is so that Bernie sticks to his word and puts this
Ooh.
out.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm calling you out, Burns.
I was confused as to what was happening. I knew that they were filming something at the studio, and I dropped someone off back at the studio after dinner here, and I saw Gus's car in the parking lot, and I was like, "What are they doing here?" So I came into the office and witnessed
So,
this.
I think it's okay if I talk about this.
Well, you've already done it,
Yeah.
so
it
it doesn't
well,
matter.
no. I'm trying to decide how much information to give away. There was Bernie had an idea. Bernie had an idea for an episode. He had already contributed this season with the 2D animated piece that we started with, but he had another idea, and that idea was, "Hey Miles, I want to get the original Blood Gulch crew together. I want to get them shit-faced drunk, and I want to see if they can record episode 2 from memory."
With prompts, though.
With prompts.
Yeah.
He wanted me to be there to prompt them as a narrator and be our resident Vic.
Mm-hmm.
And they all received scripts that said, like, it was the first half of the scene, and then from that point, it would say, like, Sarge gives Griffin Simmons an order. Simmons retorts with a joke.
Okay.
Like, that was essentially the extent of what they had. I was the only one with an actual script. And he said, "What do you think?" Now, when he pitched this to me, he was already way over his deadline for what he was supposed to give us for his episode. And we were under a lot of pressure. And I said, "Bernie, I think that's a terrible idea or has the potential to be terrible and the potential to be really funny." And he was like, "I think I really want to do it." And I'm like, "You don't tell Bernie Burns this." You're like, "Okay,
Yeah.
all right." So we did it. And Jeff was there, and Gus was there, and Jason was there, and Matt was there, and Bernie was there. And then I was there in the corner,
Joel
like
was there
geeking
too,
out.
wasn't
No, Joel wasn't there because
Oh,
Joel's not in. Episode 2 is Red Gets a Delivery.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So it was
he wasn't
all
there.
the talk about the warthog, or the puma. And Bernie had scheduled 2.5 hours of drinking before we started recording. But he scheduled it on the set in the broadcast area where we had lots of cameras. And I asked everybody, hey, I know we're not recording yet, we're not doing the episode yet. Would anybody have a problem if we just rolled the cameras on this? And everyone was cool with it. So all of broadcast right now is
guys all
smiling
know.
right now. Holy shit.
You remember.
So
it's
we
like
rolled the
PTSD
cameras.
for you.
That was the sloppiest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I tweeted pictures out about it. There was broken glass. How many glasses were broken? Does anyone remember? 6 glasses broken. 4 bottles were broken.
Well, I have a video. It's just the end. Holy shit. Of Jeff throwing a full bottle of Jack Daniels at me.
So it wasn't nobody. Now let me clarify
Not
because I
at
realized
me,
that of
at
context.
me.
None of this was like there was no big fight or anything.
Right,
Like,
right.
nothing bad happened. Quite the opposite. I thought it was one of the most incredible things I'd seen because it was essentially
There's a lot of
a
crying.
bunch of friends who have each been doing their own like incredible things, busy in their own worlds, sitting down just to chill and drink for the first time. Like Jeff was like, I haven't hung out with you in X number of years. And it started off kind of like, joking. And then it got like really real. Particularly Matt.
Oh my God,
Who,
yeah.
how, as I would describe it, was trying to have a moment for about 40 minutes, but kept getting interrupted by Jeff and Gus. But it was cool. It got really emotional at one point. It was really fucking funny. We learned about Secret Gus. But my fucking God, that thing fell apart quicker.
I only showed up after everyone was drunk. So it was probably around like 9 o'clock. You guys started at 7?
I think so.
And I showed up at like 9:30.
Something like that, yeah.
And I walk in, and Matt sees me, and he goes, Babs! Babs! And he's motioning for me. And Gus turns around, and he sees me, and he goes, No. And he's going, Stay. He's like, no. And Matt's like, get over here. And then Bernie's like, hey, Barb, get over here. And I'm like, well, shit, 2 out of 3 are telling me. So I walk over, and I kneel down next to Matt because you guys are in these like little chairs, and there's no other chairs next to him. So I'm kneeling, and he puts his arm around me, and he goes, I have a story to tell. And he's holding me by the shoulders, and he goes, Jeff, do you remember like this one time you called me and we were talking about this thing and you didn't know who I was? And he's just rocking me back and forth the whole time. He tells a story about Jeff to Jeff.
Not even relating to you at all.
Nothing to do with me for half an hour. And I'm just like kneeling there, like I keep adjusting myself because I'm so uncomfortable. But I'm like, maybe he has something to tell me or this has to do
Relates
with me.
Yeah.
Did you see what happened to Chelsea?
I got there just
It
after
was
Chelsea.
So
Yeah.
you were essentially Chelsea too. Chelsea was off in the sides, and Matt does the same thing. He goes, Chelsea, come here a sec. When she comes over, she's like, hello, Matt. She's laughing. He's like, shh, don't laugh. He goes, the same thing. Chelsea, and then his eyes get like real misty, and you're like, oh shit. Like, oh my God, he's about to get real heart to heart right now.
Yeah.
And he does. And like, he looks to Bernie and Jeff and Gus. He's like, 14 years, guys. Like, 14 years. This is crazy.
Chelsea's just like,
This is crazy.
Yeah.
He gets quiet a second, and he just goes, Star Trek. He made some like, it ended up meaning something later, but like at the time it was like, what the fuck was that about? And he goes on and on and on, and Jeff keeps going to him, why the fuck do you have Chelsea here? And he goes, will you just let me? Star Trek. And he goes on and on for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then Jeff goes, for fuck's sake, why do you have Chelsea sitting right fucking next to you? And he goes, he like stares at Chelsea. He goes, Chelsea, you were a fan. She nods. What's your deal?
Yeah.
And then he just
does
like
the lead.
folds his arms like, what's your deal? And then she's what's my deal? Yeah. I was a fan. He's just like, yeah, you were. I don't know. Like, God, it was a beautiful. The best way I can describe it was a beautiful catastrophe.
And then stuff happened with Gus trying to leave, and that
Yeah,
was
there was
the
a whole thing. I don't want to spoil it. So after all of this, everybody had left. Jeff flipped his chair and left. Jason disappeared. Gus left. Shit was broken everywhere. And Bernie just looks to me. He goes, Miles, what what did you tell me when I pitched this idea to you? And I said, he goes, you said it was a terrible idea. I go, did I? He says, yup. You've never been more right. And he got up and he walked off. And there's our picture, yeah. So the next week, we told him, we were like, yo, dude, you said you're going to give us an episode. What are you going to do? And we gave him a week to sift through all that footage. And he came back like tail between his legs. Says, I can't get anything out of this. I can't. I'm sorry. But he did say that he does want to release some version of what Broadcast recorded that night. Because look, there was blood, sweat, and tears that went into that. All of you suffered.
I just think there were so many moments in there that a fan of Rooster Teeth would love to see.
I cried for a lot of that because it was freaking me out.
It was just so nostalgic.
Yeah.
And just there were so many great moments and great things that happened that it's too good not to release in some capacity.
It felt really special being there.
Yeah.
Like as a fan of what those guys did and what they've built, I was like unbelievably moved.
Yeah.
So
there was like a whole moment with you too. Where like Jeff was going on and on about you.
He was like, when I met you, I figured you were a kiss ass. And I was like, that sounds about right. But yeah, no, I spent a lot of that night just like hiding my tears behind the script. It was a really beautiful, albeit destructive evening. And Bernie does want to put it out at some point, maybe like for first members or something. I don't know. But
somehow.
So now you have to do it. I'm going to make you fucking stick to your words, Burns.
Fired.
The podcast
I'm so fired. But no, I do really think it was beautiful and hilarious. And man, we had to throw out the carpet because of that.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm. So here's to you guys.
Wow.
Thanks,
Cheers to
Thanks,
Broadcast. You
and
guys
thanks
have
to
to put up with a lot of shit.
Yeah, thanks to everybody that watched season 14. I've got do you remember when we went to Fan Expo together, Babs? And I made my fucking Red vs. Blue Converse?
Like 2010?
In 2011.
Oh, 11.
Yeah, I wore them today. Because, my way of saying goodbye to this season.
That's adorable.
Future of RVB is going to be crazy. But fuck it. So I can't tell if a guy was trying to mug me or not.
What?
Exactly.
Okay.
Were you with anybody when
Nope,
this
I was just by myself.
Oh.
So, anyways, so one morning I decided to go to the Pike's Place Market.
Yeah.
I got up really early, walked there, had a great time. It was super cool. Got some pierogies or whatever.
Did you see the fish?
I did see the fish.
That's awesome.
And I was walking back, and I went down like a shady street, and this dude like is crossing the street, making a beeline for me in a hoodie, and looks super disheveled. And I'm like, all right, he's probably gonna ask me for money or whatever. And he stops and was like, hey, excuse me, sir, do you have a second? I was like, hey. And he's like, I'm so sorry to bother you. This is real embarrassing, man. I'm not really from the area, but I got mugged last night. And then like he pauses, and I was like, I'm so sorry. He says, yeah, it's real terrible. I need money to catch the bus, but all I gotta sell is this knife. Think you can help me? And he whips out a knife, and I went, no, sorry, I only have a credit card. And I just kept walking.
Holy shit.
And then as I was walking away, I remember thinking, golly gee, that guy put some weird emphasis on some words and then pulled a knife on me. Was he trying to mug me? No, right? I don't know.
Was it like midday?
And then
It was pretty early in the morning. It was pretty early in the morning. There was no one else on the street. But I remember thinking, like, if he was trying to mug me, that's how you get friend zoned, man. You just need to make make what you want very clear from the beginning.
Yeah.
Be more forward with it.
More alpha.
Yeah.
Well, that was his thing. It's like I wasn't trying to mug him.
That's what
I was trying to sell him my knife.
That's my thinking. Is that like had I like pointed this guy out to the cops, he would have been like, I never once did that.
Yeah.
I never once was mugging him. I was asking him if he wanted to buy my knife.
So he's smart.
But it was. Is he though? Because I walked away with a skip in my step.
No, but now I start to think about like, what if he was just trying to sell you his knife?
What if
he should have done a better
but
job?
who does that?
Would you have bought the knife? Say you had like a 5 on you, be like, hey, I'll take that knife for a 5.
No, absolutely.
What do you
not.
think he would have said?
I'm not gonna check a bag.
Is it a nice knife?
But Miles,
Nah, it was okay knife.
Okay.
what if you'd been like, I'll give you $5 for your knife? What do you think he would have said?
Well, then he would probably, when he took out his wallet, he probably would have just asked
He probably
for
would
his
have taken
wallet.
the wallet, maybe. I don't know. I have no idea.
And you
I still didn't know if he was
probably-
mugging me.
You probably did a good thing by brushing him off as if you didn't know you were being mugged. In the digital age.
Go ahead.
Oh,
I was just gonna talk about thongs.
no, please go.
They're just weird, and I
not?
don't know how girls wear them.
We had to
Because
wear,
it's like a constant wedgie.
we had to wear that for the Rocky Horror thing.
Yeah.
Dancer's belt or whatever it's called.
So,
Not a
yeah.
fan of that.
Dude, thongs are great.
No, they're not.
I was at I was at AFF this weekend, and there was someone I bumped into in line, and she was looking at me. She was like, "Oh, hey, you look really familiar." I'm like, "Yeah, you look really familiar too." And then realized she was on a short in which I was naked.
Wait, what short
which
was
short?
that?
Is it one that's released yet?
No, it's not. It's nothing that we've released.
Okay.
Yeah.
It turned into porn.
Was
by
it the
end
one
of
you just showed Blaine before this?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Making noise while
And
they
and
talk.
so I was like, "Oh yeah," and she was like, "Yeah," and I was like,
Oh, that was
yeah.
I went to high school with her.
"Oh yeah."
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep. And then so it was this awkward moment where I'm like, "Yeah, we spent the day naked together, or I was naked and you were there."
That sounds like a classic Chris conversation right there. If I ever heard one. So
Fun to have. Sometimes just having a penis is just like you've just got a little extra frame. You're just like, yo, let's fucking close this door. Boom, proud of you.
I read an article because I wanted to be better in bed. So it was like ways to make your,
Could you wait? I need you to take a moment to imagine a world where somebody writes an educational sex article, but they don't want to use actual terminology. So like, take your and put it in her where.
So one of the things that it recommended was putting a towel over and then doing Kegels while you're erect.
Doing cock push-ups.
And then I remember like putting it on and standing in the mirror, and I was like, it's like a little ghost.
I've done that. I put my little hand towel over my dick after I got out of the shower one day. I like put it on and I went, woo. And I I haven't felt this close to you since you got blackout drunk and asked to hold my hand.
Oh man, good times.
I once
Athletic, like where it's like really tight,
Yeah.
We've
or no underwear at all.
wait. You wear no underwear with jeans?
Sometimes
Oh, it's
Really?
the worst.
Ooh.
it's
Why?
not bad. It
it chafe?
the quality of life did not change at all.
What if you get an erection?
I'm
Did you
not
see
a,
the Texas tuck and
I'm
move on
not
with
a
it?
middle schooler, so
Well, no, but like, jeans are so rough.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, that's
It's
what I'm
not
saying.
bad.
Wouldn't you chafe?
I didn't notice anything about it.
He
And
has
I
a
do
very calloused head.
yeah, my dick is hard.
I mean,
It's
you're
fine.
rubbing it on car windows all the time. Yeah, it's sure to get a little chafe.
My quality of life was unchanged. I was just like, I don't even know why I wear underwear.
Quality of life.
Yeah.
It's an odd way of. Yeah.
Going commando as a woman is very weird.
Why?
Yeah.
Just doesn't. It's very.
Parts get rubbed.
Dude, have you ever been ballsy enough to go commando while wearing a skirt?
Yes. Long skirt, not short skirt.
Still, though.
Yeah, it's like not gonna fly up or anything. You're okay. It
You
actually
don't know.
feels-
Gusts of wind.
It feels quite nice.
I'm
'cause
sure it
it's-
does.
It's breezy.
I bet people wearing kilts all the time back in the day were like, this fucking rules.
It's just nice, like the wind's flowing up all crevices and
Oh,
like
God.
flapping
I
things
once
around.
went on a date with a girl
Go on.
who was going commando in a skirt on a first date.
How did you know?
Did you?
Did she tell you, or did
Very
you ask
good.
her, or did you see something?
I'm not gonna get into specifics.
Why not?
You
Why
have
not?
to.
You're not
Yeah.
even revealing this person's
You
name.
have to.
How did you
Like-
find out? How did you find out?
Were you fingering her?
Whoa, Barbara.
Whoa.
You're being too bold with your approach. You're gonna scare him off. He's very skittish. what happened,
Pokemon.
Chris? Tell me as your friend.
No, it was.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, we were like hanging out and stuff or something, and there was a moment where like she adjusted or something, or like, and I was like, man, is she not wearing under? Like it hit my head where it's like, is she not wearing underwear?
Hit your head, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. And then later, she mentioned she was like, oh, I'm not wearing underwear. And I was like,
Did you marry her on the spot?
no, it's
No,
just.
John Reisinger wasn't around at the time.
But
was like,
that
is
was
he
you.
on a date?
The way, all right, Chris, I know you. The way that you just fucking stumbled through that story, that is not at all how it went down. You fucking liar. I'm calling you out. You guys hooked up, and that's how you found out. There's her adjusting and stuff like that. She, at some point, opened up her legs and did the whole, what is it? What's the sudden impact or whatever? What's the movie where she lethal? What is
Sudden
it?
impact.
What is that movie called?
Lethal Weapon?
No.
Titanic.
Basic Instinct.
Instinct.
She did the Basic Instinct where she went
Lethal
like this.
weapon.
That's what happened, Chris.
No.
That's the least believable
No,
denial
how
I've
did it
ever
happen?
heard.
Did you guys hook up that
What?
night?
Chris,
don't
who are
you
your
wanna-
friends? Just tell us.
Why
Just
don't you want
us.
to tell us?
Why don't you want to tell us?
Your parents don't watch
How
this.
long
You
ago
said-
was
You
this?
told us.
I'm not telling anything.
This was a very recent date.
No.
Was this the crazy girl that you were telling me about? Sorry,
Which one?
one that was like,
Oh no,
Okay.
not that one.
What is that one? Can you tell us about that one?
yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I
he
don't
doesn't
want
want to
to.
get in that one.
You don't want to?
It's just
Okay.
just
All right,
people
that's
just
fine.
like, just yeah.
That's fine.
I'm taking off all my podcast stories now.